is this God that must torture and have blood flowing to the ground? Who is this? And Mani suggests, who is this abominable God of the Old Testament who rules by fear and will not let anyone touch his fiery mountain lest they be killed? Who is this God who gives these kind of instructions? And when I look at this, if you have a Bible, if you would just turn to page 147 and look at Numbers chapter 31. And in Numbers chapter 31, verse 17, there's a very interesting thing. This is the instructions from God to Moses. And then think of Mani. Mani is saying this God who's given us instructions is the devil. And look what he says. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones. Kill all the little boys. And kill every woman that has known a man by lying with him, but all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. Who is this? And what is the answer that came from Mani? It did not require, Mani never required anyone to worship the fearful God of the Old Testament, whom Mani decided was Satan himself. Mani said that what is good in each of us is perfectly good and godly good. And this is interesting. Mani was a Persian prophet from thousands of, he taught that the part of us that sins is something for which we are not responsible. You live in this place. What do you have to do with it? You don't even know. It is not we that sin. We are only vessels that seek to preserve the light that is in us, in which the war goes on the outside. All of this horror that's going on. We say, well, Mani, he's being, what do you mean? He doesn't want to take responsibility for what he's doing. But look at the Bible. Look at page 924 of the Bible. And on page 924 in the book of Romans, in Romans chapter 8, it says, verse 7, and we'll be out of here in 2 minutes. Romans chapter 8, verse 7, it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against God, it is not subject to the law of God, neither can it be. What are you wasting your time trying to do good? What are you trying to do? It's not possible that your mind can do this. Because you're living inside of a foreign object. You're trying to recover the light back to humankind that was stolen by darkness. And yet here you are taking responsibility and all the feelings of guilt and all this for all this lunacy that goes on that you have nothing to do with. Look at this. Look at Romans chapter 7, right above it on the same page, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal. For that which I do, I allow not. This is a guy that wrote the Bible. It's a preacher. He says, what I do, I tell other people not to do. It's like Jimmy Swaggart. Oh, you sinners! You're out with these floozies and you're going to hell. And then who knew he put his shower clogs and a bandana around his head and ran down to the motel at night? Who knew? Because why? Because he says, for that which I do, I allow not. I don't allow you to do what I do. But look at verse 15. For what I would, that's not what I do. In other words, the things that I know I should do, I don't do. But what I hate, that's what I do. But he loves it. He says he hates it, but he really loves it. That's why he does it all the time. What is it that he's doing? But this is the important part. This guy wrote the Bible. And after he got done writing the Bible, he went to the motel. Verse 16, if then I do that which I would not. In other words, if I'm doing the things that I know I shouldn't do, and yet I know that the law is good, then verse 17, then it's no more me that's doing it, but the sin that dwells in me that does it. That's the end of that. So don't blame me. I got to go to the hotel. She's waiting. But it's not me. Remember that. But that's what he's saying. See? But he is not somebody who's, out in the street. This is the guy who wrote the book. This is the same guy who said, abides faith, hope, and love. But after he got done saying that, he's off somewhere and he's having a good time. So, it's not me. Remember the guy on television? That devil made me do it. Yeah. Not me. See? So, finally, what does Mani say we should do in this predicament? What are we going to do? There is no way out. You're inside of a body that's going to do whatever it wants to do, regardless of what happens. And your mother and your father and your sister and your brother and your counselor and all these people can say this, and you agree with everybody. You agree. Oh, hallelujah, this is right. Yes. Oh, I agree with you. Now, this is what I want you to do. Okay, yeah, I want to do that. Yes, I'm going to do that. Until you get by yourself. And when you get by yourself, you're going to do what you want to do. So this is what Monty says. We cannot fight the system, which Monty calls Satan. And it's true. What you've got to do, get this, is remain passive. We must be still. You've got to stay within. You've got to be at peace. And in doing that, you can be with the one who is peace, who is quiet, who is gentle. And this we do as we observe the light within us. As a watcher, we cause that light to change, to bring us the message, to bring us this power of light that comes from above. All the while, the turmoil continues on the outside, much of it called God, much of it called religion. And so we learn these things. I reach a conclusion, and I'm sure that many of you have reached the same conclusion, that this earth, this world, there's nothing in the world you can do about it. Did you ever think that you would live to see the day when religious people would go to a church and picket and scream at people who were mourning somebody who had died? Yes, it's in the paper. I never thought I would see anything like that. So then it's over. It's beyond the point of saying I can do anything. And if I would look, here are people picketing outside of a church, screaming with placards at the people who are being buried and there's all the mourning people and claiming they're with God. But they are with God. But Monty told us which God they're with. It's the God of darkness. It's the God who says, yes, kill the little boys and take the little girls and have fun with them. Do whatever you want. It's that God.